Good evening, I'm going to call this meeting to order. At this time, we're going to pass the pledge of allegiance.
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, we'll watch the roll call.
Mayor Villa,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Troy.
Here.
Councilmember Floyd. Here. Councilmember Sanchez. Here. 4 members present, 1 absent notice.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to move to closed session, so we shall return. back. Good evening for someone that just showed up. At this time, we have nothing to report in closed session. We're moving on to the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the agenda.
I have a motion for Sonia and one motion for Sanchez. All in favor? Aye.
Motion passed, 4-0.
Moving on to council report.
It's been a fun back to school season. It's exciting. I look forward to all being here, so it cools down. Welcome everybody. I appreciate everybody being here.
Thank you. Same, I'll repeat that. It's back to school has been awesome. Showing up to all the back to school nights and tomorrow night Alt Ed has theirs. So if you guys want to come and see Alt Ed, see what we're all about, more than welcome. I also attended the TCRTA and TCAG, but I have nothing to report. I was really trying to get our seniors a discount. They said they already offer one, but, I think it's $2. Trying to get it cheaper, guys. I was. I really was. I was trying to, yeah, trying to get it free, but we're working on it, but that's all I have to report. Then moving on to public comment. Members of the public may address the city council on a matter within the jurisdiction of the city of Lindsay. Persons wishing to address the council concerning an item on the agenda will be invited to address the council during this time that the council is considering that agenda item. Persons wishing to address the council concerning an issue not on the agenda item will be invited to address the council during that public comment portion of the meeting. When invited by the mayor to speak, please step to the lectern, state your name and city residence, and make your comments. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. At this time, we're taking public comment.
Sorry.
No public comment? You psyched us out.
Yeah, she has a,
Oh, she does.
comment about action.
Okay. Just want to comment, or she can do that during that time?
Oh, is that, do I have to do? Can I do it at that time? Or
Yes.
then- Oh, okay, that's fine, then I'll do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, good evening. I'm Lindsay Gustafson, a Lindsay resident and candidate for the Lindsay City Council. As always, I'm here tonight as a resident to stay informed and ask questions about issues affecting our community. 11.2. This is just kind of, a random thing. A couple Saturdays ago, I noticed a California Highway Patrol officer was ticketing a Lindsay resident. I never seen that before. About this kind of off.
Where at, do you know?
It was Tulare and Homicide.
Really? The same city?
Yeah, that depends on.
Go ahead, sorry.
Thank you. for the
Okay,
info.
let's see. At 11:10, I'm just assuming that the formation of the community facility district only needs one public hearing. Also assuming that, the lowest bid for the Cushman haulers, was attained. Regarding 11:12, 26 meeting minutes, regarding well number 11, I'm encouraged to hear that the city is optimistic about securing the funding. I'm just a little concerned about relying on funding before it's officially approved. Hopefully we have some good news soon, but in the meantime, maybe you can clarify what funding is actually secured and still pending. And then I also have something to say, on the action item 14.
Okay, thank you. Do we need more public comment?
I also want to, give permission to, action item 14.1. It is, during that time, if I can make some comments, which.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do I have any more public comment? Yes, you can.
I would say, my name is Dan Marco, I live on North Elmwood. I, look back on my past year of my water bill, and it's been on the average between 80 and 95. At the turn of the year, the new year, it has jumped up to the highest of $136. and the lowest is 122. I went to complain about it, my rates going so high. And, all of a sudden, she said that she's gonna have somebody check out it, and my next bill was $117. And since then, I've been paying 111, 104, and 111. It seems so strange to me that all of a sudden, when I want to complain, my bills are dropping. I don't know how many other people look at their water bills and what the city is charging us, but it seems strange to me. These water meters, I took pictures, they were supposed to have gone and checked on my meter. These were taken Thursday, these pictures here. And as you can see, we had to dig about an inch of dirt off of the meter cover. And then this morning, we dug up almost 2 feet, and we still didn't hit where the meter is. So I'm just kind of feeling that that's kind of strange that I'm having this issue. And I don't know if anybody else has that issue, but it seems so strange because I know it can't be just me. So that's what I have to. I know Dario's not here. I think he's in charge of the. How they all look alike. I don't know. Okay, I think that's all I have.
Thank you so much. Do you have any more public comment? No, at this time, public comment is closed. Moving on to the city manager report. Take it away.
Thank you, Mayor, Mayor Foley, Council. Good opportunity to you guys today. I just kind of look on the list here, but so well 11 is well, we're gonna have a kickoff meeting late next week. The paving project, we will start with phase 2, which is everyone some of the streets, first and also more and Ashland. And then obviously continue with the paving. So that's moving along pretty well. We recently had a meeting on the roundabout of Highway 65, mainly focusing on the landscape design. That's looking really well as well. We'll soon come present, or Captain as well, present an update for you guys. Transit Center, we've completed the 60% design. And we've last meeting we focused more on the interior design. So just trying to make it look nice, and that's moving along well. Still haven't heard back from the active transportation program that we submitted earlier this summer. I'm hoping that in the next month or so we'll have some good news. We're working on the highway safety improvement program. That's the Caltrans program for safety projects. There's a lot of signage issues. There's just a lot of people there. So that's doing. I think it's mid-November, so we'll have a series of projects presented to you guys before. And I can get a note here, but that's going to be on the action item. But we do have put together a pilot program that is going to benefit some of the seniors, and we can talk about it more during that. That's it for now.
Thank you, Darren. Moving on to the consent calendar. Routine items approved in one motion unless an item is pulled for discussion. There will be no separate discussion of these matters unless a request is made. In which event the item will be removed from the consent calendar to be discussed and voted upon on a separate motion. Do I have a motion?
A motion to approve the consent calendar as is.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Sonia, a second from Sanchez, all in favor? Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Moving on to 12.1, department head report, finance department.
Thank you very much. So we have been very, very busy in the finance department. We have had a lot to do in this last 1 year and 1 month that I have been here.
What, audit?
I know. So the finance department, we like to process utility bills, business license, accounts payable, and payroll. So those are all processes that we're in charge of. We track the revenues, expenses, and grants, and then we take the lead when it comes to the budgets and the audits. The financial software right now that we have talked about, we've been implementing and configuring. The contract was signed in 2024 in November. And the reason that they decided to move into a new financial software is because the current financial software, which we currently use, is Central Square. That one hadn't been updated since 2014. So it is really, really old. It doesn't do a lot of the reports that the auditors ask for, reports that come in from public records requests. It's just hard to produce information. You might have to run 20 reports, or in the new software, which is Tyler Tag, we're gonna be able to run 1 report. And so the contract was signed in November. The configuration and everything started with the last finance director, and then it stopped, completely stopped. When I was hired a year ago, we started back up about 2 weeks after I started having conversations with Tyler, getting on their calendar and figuring out what we needed to do. So on the right-hand side are all the modules that we purchased in Tyler. So it's a one-shop place. Everything talks to everything, and we are able to do reports. We're able to provide answers a lot faster, and it's just gonna make our lives so much easier. One of the big things that, we're really looking forward to is utility billing. And so utility billing is gonna be part of this group of modules. So the software itself, the bill's gonna look completely different. Right now, we're doing a postcard with minimal information. It's gonna go to a full sheet. It's gonna have how much your consumption has been over time. It'll show a graph. It's gonna be in bright letters, like how much is due and when it's due. It's gonna break it down by how much the usage has been. And hopefully it makes it there's more information there that the customers or the residents can use. And if we can help them with additional questions, we can, but they'll be able to see it there. And they can also log into the website that comes with it, and they can see more timely information there. And so we were supposed to go live in July with the new software for utility billing, but because of technical issues, we weren't able to. We couldn't pull the database out of the old system in order to import into the new system. So right now, our go live target is October. We're going to have people here from Tyler the last 2 weeks in September to make sure that everything is configured properly. And so we're really excited about that. One of the modules that we did start already, we started on most of the modules. A lot of them are live. Some of them we're still configuring, but the payroll one, we're already working in the new system. That was pretty cool. It has all the information there. When payroll is completed, we email employees and they know they can see their pay stub on their phone, and they can see if we made a mistake, and they can tell us so we can fix it right away. Or they can just be like, oh, the deposit for what I'm getting paid is coming in tomorrow, but here's the number already. So that makes it a lot nicer than them having to wait till Friday. And if they're not at work that Friday, or if it's on their days off, they can't get their pay stub till, the following Monday or whenever they come back. So that's pretty neat. There's a website that employees can log in, they can see their W-2s, they can see all their past paychecks, and they can also run like a dummy check, like if I change my dependents, what would my check look like? If this happens, and they run different scenarios. And so it gives them a little bit more hands-on on their wages. And so that's, a neat tool for them. We are right now in the testing pilot, group 1 for time and attendance. So we're moving away from paper timesheets to where employees now we're going to do it electronically. And so that's huge. And I mean, I was telling the lieutenant, when we run paper timesheets, you have so much opportunity to accidentally key a number wrong in 3 different phases. And now everything's going to be electronic, moves in electronic, and we can review it, but it takes a lot of that human error out. And so we're looking forward to that. And so right now, that's test pilot number 1 for the small group of people is right now. We'll start test pilot number 2, which is gonna be everybody. And then after that, then we'll go live. We just are running tests in order to make sure we'll fix all the little kinks in between.
Do they clock in from the computer or?
Yes, so if people are assigned to computers, they plug in from their computers. Employees who work out in the fields who don't have city issued phones or computers, we have time clocks that they clock in. So not parks, but our water guys and streets, they've already started using it this week. And then our safety, they're gonna be able to do it on their phone within a radius of the city. So we have the 3 different groups, and so it's pretty neat. And when I check on the website, well, the module, I can see how people are logging in and clocking in. The permits and licensing is gonna be a big module that's gonna help the residents and the city because it's gonna streamline our permits process and our business license process. And without the residents having to come to the city to do everything, they'll be able to do a lot of it online and not have to come only during certain hours or request inspections during certain hours. A lot of that's gonna move to the module. One of the other things is whenever there's service orders, whenever we send somebody out to read a water meter, they'll get the service order on their iPads. We already have the iPads. Instead of them having to wait until we send it and then they come to the office over at City Services and get their report to go out and redo it. So it'll be a little bit faster, and hopefully we'll have better customer service with that. So it has been a lot of extra work configuring everything because there's a template that they have, then we have to import all the information and some of it, the Tyler company is doing it, but then we sit there and verify it and then we give all the rules. And so it's just time consuming. So we've been doing this forever. We've been creating accounts and making sure that everything is set up correctly for all the different modules. In addition to our regular job, but we're going in the right direction. And so we're working really hard to get that done. In addition to the software, we are in charge of the budget. And so one of the great things that we did accomplish this year is that the budget for the current fiscal year 26-27, we did approve it before the beginning of the new fiscal year, which is July 1st. And so that was great. Because we didn't have the technology, I had to develop or create a little worksheet and send it out to all the departments and say, give me all your details in this Excel worksheet. Give me what you're going to spend your money on and how much money. And then once Tyler was up and running for that module, I grabbed all that information from the Excel sheets and dropped it into Tyler so that anytime from there on that we started doing edits, all the edits were now in Tyler and we could see if they logged in, they could see if I have it, I can see it and we can run reports and we could all look at what the details behind a number were. So that was really nice as we did the budget and we had to make some cuts. It was really nice to be able to see, oh, these were the numbers you used to have, but this was cut. So now this is the new number and these are the details behind that number. And then the next great thing is that we have audits for the finance department for all of our funds. So about a year ago, we were behind with audit 24, 25, and then of course 26 ended about 2 months ago. We did complete audit 24. There was 2 findings that the auditors gave us. The first one was that there was inadequate segregation of duties, safeguards of assets, monitoring and access control. And the second finding was inadequate control over year-end closing and financial reporting. And so we did have to respond to how we were fixing them and where we were at with fixing those findings. And so the corrective action was that we did hire a new finance director. We're separating our duties. We're looking at the vendors, there's now a form that vendors have to be, we need to fill out for vendors. Somebody fills it out, a different person has to approve it and a different person has to like input it into the system so that there's a segregation. Whoever does the AP is not the same person who uploads the AP. Whoever has the key to the checks, because the key to the checks, they didn't like where it was at. Now the key to the checks is with me. So it was all the little things that were auditors pointed out that needed to be fixed. And so we went through and we did that. The old system didn't allow a printout of what access does this individual have versus this individual versus depending on their positions. And so in the new system, we're able to print out, oh, the directors have this type of access, the supervisors have this access, and the employees have this access. And so we're able to give different levels of access to the software to all the different employees in the city who have access to the software. And so that is part of what the auditors, deemed us on. They also deemed us on not having an overhead study. We completed the overhead study months ago. And so we're working actively to make sure that we complete all of the findings and make sure that as we start the new round for fiscal year 25 audit, that we're in a better position. We've already started the process for the 25 audit. They're actually going to be here the week of October the 5th, and the auditors for audit 25. And so we're working and sending them the information they've been requesting so far. And we'll keep working on getting them as they request additional information. We'll keep sending it to them. Once audit 25 is complete, then we'll roll into 26. And a lot of it depends on their schedule and what we're trying to get done. And so I know that they asked me if they could come in September, and I was like, we're doing utility billing, which is huge. Can you come October? And he's like, October 5th? I said, sure. Gave me 2 more weeks. We'll take it.
So how is that relationship? And I know that we transitioned to a new auditor. Are they a little more responsive when you need clarification as far as submitting some of the corrective actions and things of that nature?
So the auditors tell you what your deficiencies are and what you need to fix. And we have to tell them how we're gonna fix it. And if we don't give it to them by the deadline that they give us, then that's when they get upset. It's up to us to come up with how to fix it, and they'll tell us if it's appropriate or not. But they are very big on, I gave you this list of 97 items. You return 97 items, not 96 or 95. And as soon as they don't receive something the way that they like it, they're very good at sending that email and saying, I need the backup for this item, or you need to give me further clarification on this. We've been able to email back and forth, and when we haven't understood correctly what they're asking and we think we're providing what they're asking for, then we've been able to get on a call and say, what are you talking about? Because I thought I gave you all the backup that went with that item, and you were asking for more, and I don't know what else to give you. And so we've been able to get on a phone call and provide the information or help them understand why that information is just not able to be pulled out of the old system. And a lot of that was the problem, was we can't run that report for this day in the middle of the month to this day in the middle of the other month. The system just doesn't allow you to do that. It allows you to do period 1 for that year to period 2, but not dates in between. And it was informing them of that information.
Yeah, that's good because previously, when I first arrived on the council, we didn't have the best relationship with the previous auditors in HR. Like, we don't want that to happen. We want to be in compliance. We want to be able to be in good standing so we can apply for more grants and apply for more funds, because the municipality size that we have, we rely on, sources of grants that require for us to have good audits. So I just really want to make sure that you have all the support necessary to complete the audits, that the staff is understanding that this is a very big priority. It is a lot of background work, there's a lot of front work, right, running reports, getting the backup information, but it is very necessary and it's very important to our residents. So thank you for continuing to work on that.
Yeah, I have a question. Are the department directors, are they gonna have access to real-time on how their budgets are?
Yes. So, right now I've been sending everybody like a monthly report of what their expenses have been with all the details behind it. Since I started here, I've been doing that. But they do have access to Tyler and they can look up, accounts. I've sent them information like to-do notes, like, or how-to notes instead of having a meeting. My goal is to really sit down and have a meeting and say, okay, if you want to run a report for somebody's leave, this is how to do it. But I've sent them here's the cheat sheet, here's the graphs, here's the notes, but I really want to do an in-person training because it's just more valuable. I've sent them information on how to do some of the steps, that I think are important for them, just basic stuff in Tyler or in time and attendance. But I need to just sit down once I can catch my breath, actually.
Well,
And
yeah, because that will
sit with that.
alleviate the stress from yourself if they take part in their own department
Yes,
of making sure that checks and balances are reasonable.
yes. And there's so many different modules that as we complete a module, I'm like, here's the notes for this little module and how to look up this and how to run this. But I do still need to do an in-person, let's just sit down, get our laptops out, and that's one of the problems, not everybody has a laptop, Seeing it up on the screen is one thing, but when you can have your laptop sitting there,
Don't have laptops?
we're in the process of trying to buy laptops for
Okay.
our department heads.
Okay, working on it.
We're getting out of the Stone Age.
We're trying to
Fix it.
get there.
That's really important.
Yeah, and to me, it's really important to be able to see it on the screen, but to run for my department. Because I don't know what, which I do because of my position, but the public safety director might not care what the water department is doing. He wants to know what his account looks like. And so having them sit there with their laptop, with their account numbers, and being able to look at those columns, there, while I say, this is how you generally go, and this is where you type in this number, but they can do it on their account, I think is so much more valuable than me just doing it on a screen of, okay, my department is 50, 40/50. I'm gonna look at professional services, 031,000, they're gonna be like, who cares?
Yeah.
But when they see their charges,
Right. And they
It's
should
completely different.
monitor it and
Yes.
make decisions based on what's on there.
I'll go about it, yes,
Right.
and all of the budget is in Tyler, so it gives them real time checks were cut on Wednesday, and it's there, and this is my new balance, available balance now.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
they do have that access, they have some notes on it, but I still need to sit with them as a group and
Training.
train them and get there. So, it's a work in progress.
Very good.
And that's my presentation, unless there's any other
Thank
questions.
you. Any more questions? No, I think since the first day I started on council, like, we've seen a major tremendous jump just going with our technology, because it was even hard for us to read like the budget lines, like, they were all over the place, so I appreciate the work that you're doing. And clarifying my emails and my questions about text messages, I appreciate that.
Anytime.
At this time, I'm going to take it away, 4.2.
All right.
All right, now we'll get the party started.
Yeah.
Good evening, city council. I'll be doing the Parks and Rec updates tonight.
Wow.
We're not. We were just talking about technology, guys. It needs to be updated in here.
Okay, that.
I'll slow it down.
Is it?
He has a lot of videos, so it's heavy. We have dial up right now.
Oh, the party didn't start. All right.
So funny.
So we need new laptops,
Faster
whatever.
Wi-Fi.
It's in the cloud.
Your TikToks.
There you go.
Work earlier.
Will it go if you press it? No, maybe one video next time.
All right, so like last time, we've been pretty busy, as always. So we just wanted to share a couple of our videos, that we post on social media, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Hopefully it works, sorry, it's gonna work.
No, I was close. Remember, I'm playing your nephew, Bill.
Everybody's hopping up on. I tell myself when I know that I'm ready. Yeah. When it comes to this canine,
Alright, so that's what we've been up to this summer. So we're a little tired, Sal and I, we're recovering. So we do have a new sports coordinator, Connor. Luis did leave us, so we did promote Connor. He's been with the city part-time for 5 years. So he's been doing an excellent job the past couple of weeks. And so Connor will be our new sports coordinator. And then a summer recap, just wanted to get some numbers to you guys. So public swim, we had a total of 2,688 swimmers. Swim lessons, we had 98 in group lessons and 64 in privates with 166 students. Mental wellness workshop, we had an average of 12 older adults weekly. And then movies at the pool, we had 306. National Night Out, we had 298. And then dog days of summer, paw parties, we had 41 paw.
It was cute.
I think like that. And then our update on our Lindsay youth volleyball. So Tiny Spikers, that is finished, but we did have 31 participants. It took place at the Wellness Center. It was TK, the second graders. We have 2 different sessions every Saturday morning for 4 Saturdays straight. Currently, we have the youth volleyball league happening now. Taking part at Roosevelt Gym. We have 65 participants and games are every Saturday, August through September. And we have amazing partnerships with the school district, allowing us to use their facility at no cost. We had Newbury come out, kind of give pointers to our coaches. They came out for the Tiny Spikers. They provided these amazing gold medals to each participants, and they paid for that out of their own pocket, so it's kind of cool. And the kids loved it, so parents. Wellness Center, membership report, so January until July. We have total activated purchases, 2,994. Total membership that are live, 764. The total check-ins and scans at 17,447. And then, if you guys remember, you guys approved some new memberships for the Wellness Center. So those numbers have been growing slowly. So since July 1st, we have 14 learners. And then we have 10 employees, family, we have 11, and then currently we have 0 pickleballers just because of the heat. We usually have about 30 members of a church group that attend the Wellness Center weekly, and they'll be attending soon. I spoke to one of their members. They've just been kind of laying low since the heat is kind of extreme. So hopefully that number will pick up with the pickleball membership. And then we did do a couple of outreach meetings this summer. I just wanted to kind of share the results, the top 5 for each one. So possible recreation features. The #1 vote was the splash pad. Of course, it's hot. Not everybody can afford to come to the pool, but they do want a splash pad. Aquatic center, I was surprised that was #2, even though we have an aquatic center. The jogging and walking loop was 3rd, 4th with the playground, more playgrounds, and then 5th one was indoor recreation center. And then major support was more restrooms at our facilities, outdoor restrooms, lighting in our parks. Covered parking lots, like solar panel parking lots. More landscaping throughout our parks, rather than just being grass. Some more flowers, bushes, shrubs, and then water features like splash pad. Or a lazy river. Public art, top 5 murals, second was the fire hydrants and utility boxes murals. Third was crosswalk art, fourth was abstract modern art, and fifth sculptures and statues.
I have a question on the mural of the firefighters. Idea. What's happening with that?
So the museum is handling that at the moment. The artist decided to take a break because it was too hot for him to go out. So hopefully soon, they'll start. All the funding is coming from the museum. We're helping them raise monies, but they're kind of taking the lead of scheduling the artists to come out and renovate the painting. We're hoping for this 9/11, but it looks like it's gonna be next 9/11. So, yes. Fortunately, that's. And then our pool deck renovation project will begin on Monday. We're excited. And completion date, January 8th. They said it'll be well ahead of the schedule before January 8th, so that'll allow some time to do some repairs of the pool. Some of the plaster needs to be fixed in the pool. Some of the lights need to be replaced. The lights went out. Minor stuff that we're gonna be working on, tile work. But I did want to share a design concept that our starting blocks will look like. So we have the Cardinals and then the city logo on there. Since they are the main users along with the skimmers. But we thought it'd be a good idea to do the Cardinals. It motivates the youth to, work harder. So when we do get to the high school level, there'll be our facility on those blocks and competing. So I just wanted to share kind of the concept. The colors are off just because of the photo, but it'll be Cardinal red, the logo and the starting blocks. And then the Harvard Park ADA concrete project. A while back, the city was awarded the Prop 68 per capita funding through the state. And we have some funds left over, so we have about $41,000 left from that funding source. And we did receive a quote or one quote from a company out of, I believe, Vanuga. For $29,000, about $30,000 to install a walk path to the park, a pad for the portable restroom that's out there, and a pad for picnic tables that will be ADA also. So that'll allow anyone that's handicapped in a wheelchair to access the park, to access the restroom, and access the picnic area. So unfortunately, it won't be covered, but it's start. So hope to start project probably sometime next month. So, and that should be August 21st. So once we get started, I'll inform council and give you guys an update on that project. And then the palm tree and tree trimming service contracts RFP have been out. A lot of questions from a ton of tree services throughout the county, throughout the state. So we should get a good number of RFPs coming in. The deadline will be September 2nd. We'll be opening them up on, September 2nd at 1:30. Our budget is $100,000. So we'll see what comes in. We'll assess each area that we're requesting bids from, pricing from, and go from there. It is a 3-year contract for the service. And then landscape and lighting assessment district RFP. I'm currently working on that. The goal is to get the RFP out by October 1st and award the contract at our December council meeting on the 8th. So, we're a little busy. And then I'm not sure if everyone added anything about the senior citizen, information, or let me just, okay. So that's all I have for tonight. Any questions?
Any questions? No? Thank you, Armando.
All right, thank you.
Everything that Armando, just said, let everybody know that it's free. So, we have a lot of things going on in Lindsay. Let's take advantage of it. Moving on to public hearing 13.1. This is a consideration approval of the tentative parking map and presented by Joseph.
Good evening, Council Mayor. This evening, I'm going to present the approval of resolution.
The approval of resolution, 26-39, and tentative parcel map number 26-01. This parcel is located at 950 West Larry Road, 2 parcels east of Mount Mini Storage. Notices were sent out 10 days prior to this meeting. The property is currently developed with a single family dwelling and proposed subdivided separation from the southern portion of the property. Currently, the property is zoned residential multifamily and also is consistent with the general plan and zoning requirements. Staff has reviewed the proposed tentative parcel map and determines that the required findings under the Lindsay Municipal Code can be made. The project is also exempt from FEMA requirements. The approval is subject to the approval is subject to the conditions including in the staff report, including the final map approval, engineering, surveying requirements, easement and right of ways, municipal code compliance, water, sewer requirements, public improvements, and fire access. Based on staff's review, staff recommends the city council approve resolution 26-39 and approving tentative parcel map 2601. This concludes my update.
Thank you. At this time, I'll open up the public hearing.
Margarita Martinez, on the, where you're proposing the 950, is that near the proposed roundabout?
No, this is east of the mini storage,
Mm-hmm.
2 parcels east of the mini storage. We have the main mini storage and then you have an addition to the mini storage.
It's further in,
Yes.
not, oh, okay, yeah, that's how it was closer to the proposed, I thought, yeah, very good, okay, thank you, that was it.
Thank you. Do you have any more public comments? No, at this time, I'll close the public comment. And do I have a motion, or do you have any questions? Any questions?
No, everybody has a right to split their land if they go through the proper procedures, right? This is not like favoritism. If anybody wants to split their land and they go through the proper process and it's deemed that it's okay to split the lands and it's reviewed by the city staff and then it's brought to council, everybody has that right. And we want to make sure that we state that up front. For our motion.
Thank you. A motion for Claudia, a second from Sanchez, all in favor? Aye. Motion passed, 4-0. Moving on to 14.1, the renewal request lease for the senior center, and this is presented by CSEC. Excuse me.
Thank you, Mayor, council, also let it just, or also quick, we'll have, he said do a PowerPoint presentation. Essentially, we are, reviewing the lease agreement, for the community, for the senior, community center. For on the, asking for approval of the agreement and for me to execute the agreement. We do have, he said here that has a PowerPoint and then go over, some of the things that they do and please.
Good evening, everybody. My name is James Olivia. I am the Director of Senior Services with CSED. With me is my colleague.
Good afternoon, my name is Emma Ibarra, I'm the senior borough coordinator, CSEC Senior.
Today, we'd like to share a little bit of information about our senior centers and our senior services that we offer countywide. Okay, so CSET operates 6 senior centers in Tulare County. We have 6 senior centers. I'll share those with you in just a few moments. Our goal with our senior centers is primarily to provide hot meals, opportunities for activities and socialization. So we have 6 senior centers in Tulare County, one here in Lindsay, where we open from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. We have hot meals delivered by one of our vendors, EOC, is the Fresno County EOC. What they do is they provide our hot meals. We serve those to the seniors during the day and during the week. We have scheduled structured activities and encourage seniors to come and have socialization opportunities there. We also do other types of services, which we'll explain a little bit further. Well, that's actually our second note. I'll let Emma just speak a little bit about the education access to resources.
Yes, so for our Keeping Seniors Safe Education Access and Resources, we do have information and assistance that we do manage where seniors throughout Tulare County can call our 1-800 number and get resources and get referred to programs by CCLS, which Central California Legal Services and Home Supportive Services, any resources, housing, and our programs that we offer throughout Tulare County.
Throughout the year, we'll also provide other educational, we'll bring in special guest speakers and do education, things, we can do scam prevention, we do health education, disease prevention. Again, like I mentioned, we do also provide resources to our seniors regularly. We also are the primary provider for Meals on Wheels in Tulare County and in designated areas. We serve meals to seniors that are homebound. We are currently serving about 300 seniors countywide. We do have a wait list. We have a lot of seniors from Lindsay and other rural communities that are on the wait list. Unfortunately, we're unable to serve everybody due to limited funding that we have, but we do provide Meals on Wheels services to folks countywide. Moving on, as I mentioned earlier, we have 6 senior centers. Porterville is our largest. Porterville Senior Center, we have 1 Early Mart, Lindsay, Woodlake, Cutler, and Exeter. Safety and health.
So our safety check and program insurance is offered through our homebound and also our congregate, which is our senior center. So what this is we have the most need seniors on this telephone reassurance, what we call them once a week, excuse me. Just to check in, see how they're doing, if they're needing any other resources or any concerns that they might have. Also, not only for them, but for their in-home care providers. So if they have a loved one that's caring for them and they're needing resources, we also offer that to them, as well as our congregate sites, which is our seniors, maybe they stop coming for some reason, so we'll call in and check in with them, see how they're doing, and maybe if they need a transition to our homebound program, we can do that at that time. And again, with the telephone, the information and assistance, so this is available for our 1-800-321-2462. Anyone, Tulare County, Kings County, or Kern County can call in and receive or ask for any resources. We're available 5 days a week from 8 to 5 p.m.
And the hotline is operating 24 hours, so if someone calls in late, then we'll receive that message, we'll call back.
Okay, Angel, I have a question. On the meal that, do you have any type of access or, do you determine what type of meals are given?
Our meals have to be by, because our CDAs are funded, they have to be certified by a registered dietitian. So those meals have to be pre-approved and have to be, we have to go through rigorous checks and follow-ups to make sure our registered dietitian visits our sites regularly, all our sites. They are vetted through a registered dietitian to make sure they're nutritional approved. There's certain metrics they have to meet.
Have you ever tasted those meals?
Yeah, I'm very familiar. I've tasted those meals. And we can talk about that. I was gonna actually discuss a little bit about that this afternoon.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is because we have several complaints about the meals. So I'm just wondering how much.
So let me answer your question because that has come up. So being that those meals are very strictly regulated, the requirements, There are very few providers. We've actually contacted Lindsay School District and said, are you able to prepare meals? The difference, the challenge is if they're preparing 5,000 meals for kids that might have a certain registered diet, because those meals are also registered regulated. But if you have 20 meals for seniors, it's gonna be a challenge for those cooks to create those meals that are registered dietitian for 20 seniors, when you're also competing with 5,000 meals. So to answer your question, we have been working on establishing partnerships for meals. So I have been meeting with a certain caterer and vendor to establish, to make sure that those meals are registered approved, dietitian approved. Also, we have to go through a process to make sure that her price point, her ability to provide those meals is gonna be, concurrent with what we do at the center. One of the challenges, and she did go out and inspect the kitchen in Lindsay. Our goal would be to provide a hot cooked meal on site. But the stove does not work over at the senior center. That is a challenge.
We've been notified about that.
I believe it's been out for several years. It's been tagged by the gas company. So that was probably done a few years ago, probably pre-COVID.
Did you say tag?
Yeah, it's tagged. She checked it and it's tagged
Okay.
by the gas company. So that it's a residential stove, which would need to be, so if we wanted to have those meals prepared on site by the new vendor who has already been pre-approved, we would need to be able to prepare those on site, or she would have to prepare the off-site, which would incur additional costs. So we are working that. There are a lot of variables that I need to ensure that are in place so I can make sure that those meals, because I do understand. I've tasted those meals, I've tasted the frozen meals, I've tasted our other company's frozen meals. I'm very familiar, and I really want to provide all seniors a very nutritious and delicious meal. And thankfully, I found this person because it's very hard to find someone that can produce those meals with a price point and the nutritional regulated metrics that we need to follow.
So this person would actually cut up all the vegetables, prepare everything, cook it right there and serve it?
We went in and served her third kitchen last Tuesday. So we are working at that. So there's a process we have to follow. We need to make sure she and I are in discussion. She, like I said, she did go check the kitchen. That is gonna be a little bit of a challenge for us. I am meeting with her on Friday, but our goal is to provide those meals. And we're trying to make sure that seniors in Lindsay, and ideally all seniors in all of our seniors. But we would like to start with a pilot project in Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
That would be our goal.
Thank you.
Continuing on, again, as I kind of jumped in there, we do, the meals have to contain 5 food groups. We have to provide milk, we have to provide, those meals have to, again, we kind of like went through the gamut there, but they have to be registered approved, and again, there's price points that we have to meet, so we're working on it. Other available services, as I mentioned, we do have legal services that we work with, that we offer our seniors countywide. That we are able to refer them to Central California Legal Services. We have outreach activities, events that we do. We like to promote certain programs, CalFresh, elder abuse, things like that. We also have food distributions. We like to support our seniors with some meals that, or I should say, food commodities that we get from Food Link. Elder abuse prevention, obviously, that's something that we take seriously. Scamming is very, very common right now. Telephone reassurance, community education, collaborative meetings, disease prevention. We do, we just got certified to do Matter of Balance, which is a fall prevention program, and then other health presentations that we're on. And lastly, one of the main events that we put on every year is Senior Day in the Park. Last year, we did the 54th annual Senior Day in the Park. That is a partnership that we have with KTAAA. They are actually our funder. HHSA, Adult Protective Services, other community agencies like participate. It's a big event. We get about 1,500 people. Entertainment includes Elvis. Last year we had young folklorico dancers, Zumba. Activities include bingo, cakewalk, car shows, We also offer a nutritional lunch that day, and that also has to be registered approved. And we have to have environmental health experts out there to make sure it's served properly. Exhibitors, raffle prizes, held, and community volunteers and youth partners.
What about the crafts and activities?
So we do offer crafts and activities, opportunities for craft and activities for our seniors. So we like to ask our seniors, so in this type of, what we're trying to do is we're trying to pre-order as much as we can. So I'm always thinking 3 months in advance. I'm like, order your stuff for Halloween, order your stuff for Thanksgiving, because we want to make sure that they have access to that. So we do provide those crafts activities and those opportunities. We ask our seniors to give us a list. We go out and purchase what we can. There are some things that we can get, and there are some things that we are unable to get at a certain time. But we are working towards that. There is no line item budget in our program that states activities. We have to attach those crafts and activities. When we purchase those things, they have to be attached to one of our goals. It could be something like disease prevention or education. So we have to really, work within our budgets to identify funding to purchase those crafts activities.
Now, another thing, I'm speaking loud enough, you can hear
I
me,
get
right?
you. I get you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, another thing. I mean, I know this is a new contract and everything, and I'm just wondering if there could be an addendum to where any one of our city council members or any one of the directors can go in and check to see how things are going at any given time.
May I, just speak a little bit about the oversight? I could.
Angela Sagoon is a KTAAA director. She is essentially our grant manager.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, I totally get where you're going with that, I just wanted to clarify. So again, my name is Angela Sagoon, I'm the interim director for the Kings Tulare Area Agency on Aging. And so we receive funding from the California Department of Aging. Those funds are from the Older Americans Act, and so we have a contract with the state, and that contract really governs and regulates what activities and food, right, and all of the procedures that we have to monitor. So we are the oversight agency for the contracted providers, including CSET. And so I really wanted to clarify the distinction between our role as the funder and really oversight agency for CSET. And so what that means is if there are any issues with our seniors, we really hope that our seniors can work with CSET to work through those issues as much as possible. And then anything that gets escalated beyond that, that either the controller doesn't get resolved, and that would come up to the Kings Tulare Area Agency on Aging for resolution.
Well, what's happening is we're hearing the complaint.
Right.
And we're hearing that it's teenagers in there and just doing whatever.
Yeah, and so I also wanted to clarify about CSET's role. So us as a governing agency, they are also an independent contractor. So they are responsible for, hiring practices, vetting all of their employees. And so we have worked with CSET for a very long time and know that they take those practices very seriously.
No, I.
So they
used to
have
work
great
with
staff.
CSAT.
Yeah, and so
I used to work.
yeah,
with
and so I just want to encourage, like I said, our seniors to really work with CSET leadership to resolve some of those issues. And when they can't, if there's things that need to be escalated and we really need to work on corrective action, that's where Kings Tulare Area Agency would intervene, and we would come in and try to work with CSET collaboratively to try to work through some of those issues. So I really just wanted to clarify their next step to really come to the KTAAA and we can work those things out.
Yeah, I just think that it needs a little bit more oversight.
Yeah, we do really close monitoring with our programs, they can tell you, and we work through corrective action plans, and we follow CDA guidance very, very closely. We do a lot of monitoring. We have a contracted registered dietitian that we ensure makes, looks at the menus. Again, I know CSET is working really hard to secure a new food vendor. Takes a little bit of time, and we also want to make sure that's a fair practice also. They're, as they go through RFP processes or whatever, that looks like that they're, working through that fairly as well and securing those vendors. So I again would like to encourage our seniors to work with us, the Kings Tulare Area Agency, to resolve.
Well, I had a question. So any complaints that the senior citizens have, where do those complaints, who do they complain to? Where do those complaints go to? Who processes them? Who gets back to them? Because if it's coming back to us, there is a disconnection between the agency or whoever's in charge there, that facility to wherever it needs to go to.
Thank you for bringing that up. I brought a copy of our grievance policy, and so it states the process. So it goes to CSEP first. If they're not able to resolve, then there's information on how to contact the Kings Tulare Area on Agency, and then we intervene, or not, I don't want to say the word intervene, but then we jump in to try to help resolve the issue, so. And then it can also get escalated to our governing board. So the Kings Tulare Area on Agency is a JPA between Tulare County and Kings County. Our governing board has 3 Tulare County Board of Supervisors and 2 Kings County Board of Supervisors, and so if they also feel like it's not getting resolved at the KTAAA level, we can also take it to the governing board.
And who helps you complete if they have a complaint? Who helps you complete that? You give them a form?
There's forms.
Is it
I brought copies. They can write us a letter. There's multiple ways.
There's been a myriad of complaints, I'm sure you all are aware, and I've met with seniors, I'm sure a lot of council members have met with seniors, and you're obviously well aware, and I understand that programming is challenging, especially with funding, line items, connecting them to specific budget items. I understand that. It's just, there's been a loss of trust, right? People want to make sure that they're being heard. People want to make sure that they understand what's going on. And as someone said, they feel like there's a lot of trauma in our local senior center. That's not something that we want. You know, we don't want to make it a hostile place. You know, there's some members that have felt hostile, right, at their side, right, that someone is being favored as a helper, or not being favored, being retaliated against. And you know, thank you for sharing your procedures. I hope that you know, we can stay connected and that we can direct people towards the proper procedures. Just because, like I said, there's been a loss of trust for some of the members here in Lindsay. And we just want to make sure that we work towards regaining that trust for CSEP, for the seniors, for the agency, that we can all come together and give them a warm place so everybody feels welcome. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to,
Going back to the question that Yolanda had asked regarding, you know, anybody walking in. So is the answer no as to what she asked? So for example, if I wanted to go by the senior center, walk by and I just wanted to go, you know, not to check up on them, but to see what they're doing. You know, cause maybe I want my mom or my dad to, you know, to.
I want to encourage you to contact me directly, and I would be happy to be there and provide you, you know, information. Just, I'm not opposed that you want to go visit the site. We think that's great. As a matter of fact, we would like you to volunteer with us for a day. We want to encourage that. We are happy. It would just make me so happy that you would volunteer for a day. You know, I know that you get complaints, and I really want to address that. I want to make sure that our seniors are also safe, because it should be a place for safety. And so, because there has been some conflict between seniors that we have not been able to mitigate, some of these conflicts date back years, that I created a code of conduct. It's just basically everybody will respect each other, follow the standard rules, you know, just make sure that it's just based on respect. So I had to create this, and I'm going to implement this with all of my senior centers. I want to make sure all seniors are respecting each other, as well as staff. We want to work this. We want to make sure. I've gone many times, I've met with the seniors, I spoke to seniors, but there are those conflicts that have been going around for years that we have not been able to mitigate, because these are personal conflicts. And I understand that. I want our seniors to be happy. I want them to be comfortable. I want them to be safe at the senior center. So we've also, you know, we've also spoke to them. We went to the senior center a couple weeks ago, spoke to them about meals, spoke to them about what we're planning on doing, crafts. I understand challenges, and we are trying to address those, but those require us to take certain steps and processes.
Okay, so you want, so for example, if I wanted to go and visit, you wanted to be scheduled, so
I would like to be advised. I mean, I don't know anything about.
Okay, so advice scheduled, what would you prefer?
Both.
Because, okay, so that
Yeah.
way, and how.
So I could have Eva or myself or to just provide you any type to answer any type of questions on that.
Okay, so, how much in advance do you need? So for example, if I wanted to go tomorrow, is that okay? Or do I have to
Well,
call you in the morning?
No,
You want the 48 hours, 24, like what?
at least 48, because we are going through processes. So a minimum of 48, 72 hours, we have meetings where we meet every day of us, senior citizens. And we want to make sure that we're also working, because there's a lot of work in the back.
Could you do like a flyer or something, because if somebody wants to, we know a lot of people that wanna go and volunteer, just go have lunch with them, like, you know, so they can follow the procedures also. I just show up. I'm just showing up for a while because I can't, so.
It just seems like you're hiding something.
We're not hiding anything, we're being transparent.
When the public is not allowed to go visit.
I know, I understand, but sometimes our staff does not know. We've had different representatives from different, like Valadeo's rep wanted to visit. I said, please let us know so we can go out there and show you. And explain any questions you might have. Because a lot of times our staff, sometimes they understand the processes at the center, but sometimes they don't understand other questions that might involve funding or programs.
No, I mean, it's not to ask the question, it's just to go visit.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
Hi, my name is Francina Martinez. I'm the Human Services Director for HHSA. Aging Services, one of my programs that I run, and Angela, as she said, is our interim deputy director and also the interim director there. So to answer the question as the primary oversight of the director over this department, I will say we invite the questions to go ahead and come to us so we can try to address those. And personally, if any of you guys want to visit, feel free. Right?
Thank you.
Obviously, if we can have a staff member out there from DSA or from my team, we would like to do that to be able to answer questions on site if something does come up, whether it's personal, city related, or whatever it is.
Staff already there?
There's a CSET staff member there, but they're there to run the programs. They can answer some questions, but if other questions come up in oversight of all of the programs that affect us or affects CSET, then it's really not the right target. That's like kind of they're over here just looking at what activities are we doing today, what may be coming for meals today. So it's just general oversight on the site, but knowing that there are ongoing things that need to be addressed, and this is not unique to this city. This comes up at every site, things ebb and flow, you guys know you run
Yeah,
different
but
buildings.
community members are some of the best people you could ever know.
I understand, I think we feel that way about people
Yeah, right here.
I understand, so again, I will just say, you're welcome to go, right? Go, step in, check it out, do whatever you need to do. If you have questions, comments, concerns from your city council, feel free to send those forward. Those are addressed obviously in a different way than we would address the senior on site, because you guys aren't the ones getting services on site. That's a different question and answer kind of, scenario that I would say, in my opinion, than it is from someone who's actually actively getting services on site. That would need to come through, like Angela and Angel have both described, through CSET, through the mitigation process, and then go out, because this CDA governs. This is not governed wholeheartedly by the county. We follow the rules through Case AAA, which apply to both Kings and Tulare County. So we have to also be cognizant of whatever we're doing in Tulare County, that we're not violating something that Kings is doing as well. So we have an agreement between the two counties with the JPA, so we want to be cognizant and remain aware of that as well. But I will also leave a business card of mine with you guys. Feel free to reach out if you need me for anything. But again, I just want to say, feel free to visit, if you have questions, ask them. It is your guys' building, this is your lease. We will maintain the services here as long as you allow for that to happen. We will work as good partners in good faith, to try to do as much as we can under the rules that CDA give us, as well as the funding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Is there only one, employee there in the facility? Thank you.
I don't know, we have a couple of senior citizens right now that would like to. Okay, oh wait.
I'm sorry, I saw a question. I'm sorry. So to registration, can they go to the senior, can you go there and register? To register a senior, or how did that?
So the way that works, say you wanted to register your mom, you could definitely go, and our staff there is, trained to take that information. If you have it, bring your mom as well, so she can get a little tour of the site. That intake takes place there at the center. So registering someone, you can go and that.
And what are the requirements? Is there a lot of requirements or
You
what?
have to just be the age of 6 years old. If you do live in a senior housing disabled and you're under the age of 60, that qualifies you because you reside at that facility where seniors live and for the disabled. So 60 years and older.
So you can go.
I have one more question. I have one more question. Do you guys take donations?
Yes, we do. We take donations, just, again, if it's depending on what type of donation, we do wanna keep in mind our seniors are fragile. Our seniors can't just take anything to where, if it's expired or if it's,
I'm talking about like, you know how sometimes when they have activities out here, bingo is a big,
Yes.
famous. So, I mean, if somebody wanted to donate certain, maybe blankets or whatever, socks, whatever, something, cups, whatever.
yes, in fact,
So-
we do partner up with Katie, with Tulare County with senior stocking. So not only donating to the center, we also do that coming up for Christmas for our homebound seniors. So definitely donations for activities, donations for bingo, seniors, like you said, want me to go every day if they can.
Okay.
So,
Also, thank you. Do you guys mind hearing from a couple of them? You guys ask your questions? Yeah. Okay, but you do have 3 minutes, okay? Okay.
Kind of disappointed. I like it. I think, when I got there with my mom in 98, I was very disappointed. I told you guys there was like, and so even now, my mother tells you that all she does is color. That's it. Just colors. We have to do our activities, myself, and there's 2 other ones that will get everything and do them. I was very disappointed with her, and I just could see your faces. You're like, that's exactly what happened. It's sad. It is sad. I wish I could say something more favorable because it wasn't good. I wish I could say the best, but this presentation wasn't good. And it makes me feel bad because, we want the best for our seniors, for my mom, for myself. I'm a senior. I did work with Tyler. When I went in, I said, what's going on? There's nothing here. And so Eva and Raquel met with me and Mercy and Tyler and the lady from AAA. And we met in December, January, February. Nothing. I did with Jackie. We get along really good now. I kind of saw where she's at, where she doesn't know anything. This is a good presentation, but I can go through the presentation and tell you a different talk than what they said. Because the meal, Angel didn't want to eat the meal the other day, but he said he could smell the food from the Tulare or the other one, and it's honest. We gotta be honest.
I'm not allowed to.
Okay, no, but he said he's eaten. That's it. Now, the thing with the meals is that the person, like, let's say somebody at Lindsay could make the meal. We're talking about 30, 40 meals for Lindsay, but he says it has to be for everybody, everybody that they service. That might be difficult for somebody, right? Somebody might want to make 40 meals versus 1,000 or whatever they service, 5,000, because he said it's about $10,000 that they spend on meals. So the pilot program, it's neat because I said, Angel, you should have a pilot program, try it here. Don't go and get somebody and then you're stuck with them not liking it, right? Hey, at least if one group doesn't like it, go with somebody else, try somebody else. So but the thing with the activities and that, we're still at the same thing. After the meeting the other day, I was in shock. I got told by Jackie, and like I said, we're close now. We're really, really close because I understand that Jackie doesn't know anything. She doesn't. She doesn't know activities, and that's okay. We can help her. We've learned that we can help her. But as far as what from Jackie on happens, she's not told anything. She's not given anything. She could get a list of activities too. We could give her a list. We got to call, Diana, you got an hour and a half to come up with this list. Anything you want. After this meeting that we had the other day, the sky's the limit almost.
Thank you, Diane.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
But
I just wanted you to be heard, and we're not here to criticize CSET. I don't want that. I just want to make sure that we can address these issues and we can move forward from here. That's it. Does anybody else want to speak?
You don't want criticism?
That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to criticize you guys.
Well, I have to say that I did like the presentation, only because when we were having a problem a couple of years ago, I called Angel, and I never could reach her. I left 2 messages, they never called me back. It stopped right there. It was like I was hitting a wall. I couldn't get ahead. And I go, all of a sudden, we have these ladies saying that, oh, just give us a call and, you can go, over CSET and talk to us from the KTAA or and all those initials. But where was all that information before? You know what I'm saying? When I had that problem with speech, it wasn't actually CSET, but I had some,
We're just here for CSET though.
Huh?
We're just talking about CSET right now.
No, but the thing is, it was concerning because it was in the facility. And I couldn't get any answers. And then Angel, I believe, said that there's a list of contact, we asked for them to be posted in that area. We don't have one. We were giving individual letters, paper. But I think they should be posted. That way, anybody who comes in can see, hey, this is your contact. And if you can't follow it, get out. You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't like it, I think I told somebody, I don't feel heard. I feel ignored. And I don't like that feeling. I don't think anybody does. And that's all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Any more questions, concerns?
So, thank you.
I just want to say I'm glad I'm part of the wellness center.
The still works there.
Silver sneakers, silver sneakers, silver sneakers, right? Silver sneakers.
Yeah. I don't have a complaint, but, I just wanted, it was kind of curious, there's in the staff report, there's a lease agreement for the PSW, the portable shelter bookshop. And I didn't see PSW, mentioned in the agenda item, so I was just kind of wondering why PSW is it supposed to be part of the staff report or not? Is that-
Yeah, so it's separate, it's part of this contract because it started with them. So essentially it's carrying on, but it's the contract on the CSET.
It's an exhibit. It's an exhibit to see that's the contract because it's required to still be honored by the CSET contract. That's why it was an exhibit in the original CSET contract. And it's an exhibit to this one. That's why it's included.
Do they don't use the facilities? The PSW? Or they used to?
I believe they used to, but I'm not 100% sure.
There's a lit.
There's still
I think they're using a separate room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
They come back with it.
Yes, you can. You're the last one.
Sure. I'll be quick. I just wanted to share, I know not only myself, but staff, our experience on Lucy set. When I first started 3.5 years ago, we're working with CSET even back in the facility. And we got them back in, I think, almost the end of 2023-ish. Robert was the staff on site, amazing guy, no complaints. He did give us a list of items that needed to be repaired. I think the police association donated a fridge, I believe. And Robert made it seem like the rest would be handled through CSET. That's on him, I don't know what happened. So anyways, Robert was there for a good year or so, the chief and myself, some staff would attend bingo, we would bring prizes, gift cards and whatnot. Robert left and things changed. Chief and myself would try to attend, bingo or just stop by. Most of the seniors here, they attend the wellness center, so we know them really well. And kind of got told that felt that we're not welcome anymore. And I understand there's new policy, so I'm not blaming you guys. It's just our experience. So we've stopped going. The seniors have asked us why. They enjoyed our company, would, mingle with them. This year, Gustavo and I donated a bunch of crafts we purchased online for, I think, Valentine's or Easter, just because they were complaining to us about there's no crafts, there's nothing to do, they don't turn on the TV for us. They're great service. Yeah, I think it just needs to be tweaked a little bit. It can be something huge in Lindsay. So, I believe in the program. It just needs to be revamped. So that's my experience and staff's experience the past year or so. But if we can get Robert back, that would be great.
Thank you, Armando. I used to show up with my students. We just roll in like, all right, we're practicing today, we're hanging out with seniors, so. Yeah, so. You wanna say something? No, you have like 30 seconds. You wanna go home?
I'll make it really quick. Speaking as a resident and informal professional connection to the city, I have just from our residents gotten a lot of feedback that the curriculum and the enrichment there is just not consistent. I think it's, like I've always been, a great resource, and we definitely need CSET's presence here. But it doesn't seem like the leadership has a pulse on the day-to-day activities. They have a digital calendar that showcases the crafts and activities that take place. And of all those scheduled activities, only coloring takes place. So I'm asking the leadership, if you're listening, to check in on those programming and those resources and make sure that our residents are coming to us for assistance, and it isn't a program we oversee. We're counting on you to make sure the services you are stating that you're going to provide are going to be provided. It's beginning to affect our residents because your leadership is not stepping in when it's good. Again, I think you guys are an excellent resource, but it feels like Lindsay has been overlooked, and maybe some of your other senior centers are getting that attention that we're not getting. So again, formally asking to get a better pulse of your day-to-day operations in this.
Thank you, Gustavo. All right, you have one more thing?
Yeah, I just had a question regarding the stove. Is that's included for them to use? And shouldn't that have been fixed years ago? If that's how long they've been using that?
Over the time.
Oh, so that's not.
I have to look into it, but if it was tagged, it's obviously not usable, so I have to look into it.
All right, at this time, do I have a motion for 14.1?
I will motion to approve.
I have a motion from Sanchez,
I'm also second.
a second for Claudia, all in favor? Aye. Does A, say abstain? Should I? Okay. Motion passed.
I just want to say thank you to CSET and the leadership, for TC AAA for being here. Thank you for being good stewards of your program and trying to improve it. As it was mentioned by a few of us, we really are invested how we can help. Right there's the school district, right? There's multiple connections here. We want to solve the issue. We don't just want to be part of finding out the issue. We want to be part of finding solutions for crafts, for food, for everything. If we need to do a fundraiser for a new stove, I'm pretty sure we can come up with a few $1,000, whatever it may be. We like to donate, whether it's to reserve jobs, whether it's to big potato stands, whether it may be to anything and something for our seniors. I know it will be easy for our community to come together and purchase whatever is necessary for them. So just let us know how we can help, and we're here to be good partners as well.
I also want to say thank you for the directors for coming out. That does show a lot on your behalf, the leadership, to come and hopefully, have a collaboration, with us. And
Yes.
for coming out and taking the time to do that there. And this is to our seniors. Also.
Yeah, we can do the gas company to sponsor.
That's on my request for the drive. We're moving on to request for the drive. That's one of my requests, is get that stove situated so we can figure that out. Also, I don't know who is responsible for like that Burger King and like, I know the city doesn't own it, but like if you drive in that area, like that is so horrible, like my truck's like, like, can we get that looked at? If whoever's responsible, they should be able to fix it, Burger King, what's that other? APN, huh? Yeah, I think they are, so that's, just drive over there, you tell me, it's in your area.
It's not just pothole.
Yeah, it's wild.
But it's not.
Huh? It's on the street, there's always we have to figure out who owns that, so we can get that situated. I don't know, does any other council have requests for drivers?
So I know we have a couple of, what was it called, the troops, the Girl Scout troop, and I know one, they celebrated a year anniversary. We have two. So the Girl Scout troops, I'm going to do like a proclamation for them for next month. Invite both the troops, but not excluding either or. So congratulating the new group on, completing 1 year, and then, just recognizing the group that's been here for a while and encouraging them to, stay involved with us and find ways to punish it.
All right, this meeting's adjourned. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.